Hey guys, I couldn't get the live video on Facebook to work, so I'm just making a regular video. I don't know why it wouldn't let me do the live video. It just wouldn't. So here we are. Anyways, I have a few things laid out here. If you know me, before I really get into anything, I'll do a lot of research on it and study up and figure out the best way to do things and the easiest and a lot of the times the cheapest way to do things. So what I've come up with here is a way to cut and polish all my rocks, and I didn't even spend $100 on everything. I think my total cost, minus my power tools, of course that was job related, but my power tools are opposite of the cost of all this. I think I spent maybe $60 to $70. So let me see if I can flip this around. Okay, anyways, so what we've got going on here is I've got all my stuff set up. These are polishing pads. They run from a 50 grit to a 3000 grit. I got them all. I think the whole set was around $15, and they come with this little chuck here that you can just throw into your drill. Well, I prefer a drill, but it comes with this little chuck. They're Velcro. They stick right on there. And like I said, 50 to 3000 grit, $15. Polish everything right up. They work really good. They're diamond bladed. And then to cut my rocks, I use just your basic angle grinder. My blade on here is a little old, you can tell, but it still works just fine. It's just a tile blade for cutting regular tiles, things like that. So I've got a couple things set up here. Let's see. Here's one. It's gonna get a little loud here. Alright, so I got interrupted. Sorry, I had like 3 different feeds going on at the same time. Anyways, so we went through the drills, we went through everything. I was gonna cut this rock and show you guys, so I'll still do it just to finish this video here. Already done it a little bit on one of the live feeds that didn't work right. There's only 4 people. It was like a room thing. Anyways, so here's this, and this I just did it a little while ago, and I cut these 2 edges off of it and then kind of polished it up a little bit. But I cut it with this, and then I polished it with those pads. And I mean, this is like, I'm pretty sure this is common Arizona opal. It might be a little agate-y or something, but it's soft, man. It's super soft, but it took a nice polish on the parts that I didn't like, grind down into with the blade. Here, I didn't get all the blade marks out of it, is why it's got these scratches and stuff, and I just kind of went through it quick. Anyways, so here I'll show you. You just got to make sure that when you're doing this stuff, you got water. I don't have a drip system coming from overhead, so I have a little bucket of water here, and I just keep my rocks nice and wet. Close the blade off. Anyways, so here we go. That's it. I mean, it's a rough cut, but it's not too bad. These blades, this blade is old. See how rusty and just jankety this thing is? I've got the side all the way worn down to like a point almost. I mean, this blade is old, but it still just rocks it, so we'll keep using it. So then once I cut the rock, I switch over to this guy. And this, oops, let's see here. That's my 3000, we don't want to start with that. So then this guy, we got the chuck, the Velcro thing. Start with our 50 grit, doot 50. Sticker on there. Which side was it I just cut? This one here. So we'll just get the cut marks out of it. I got the cut marks on. Now when you guys are doing this, you hear that? It's that's a good contact. Now if you start to hear this, listen. Hear that whine? That whine is no good. That whine means you're just scratching the shit out of your rock. You just want a nice grinding sound. That whine sound, no good. I mean, unless you're trying to work down it, it just means there's a point in the rock somewhere that's hitting before the rest of the rock does. It's hitting your pad. So you can work it down, you can work through it, but a lot of the time when you're trying to do sharp corners, until you get those corners really nice and round, it's just going to whine. It's just going to make that squealy sound and scratch the corner of your rock. So you want to make sure you get a really nice round edge on it if that's what you're trying to do. If not, try to keep your rock super flat so you can keep that edge with no scratches. Because the scratches, I mean, a sharp edge will chip away anyways. Like, you drop the rock or something, it's a sharp edge, it'll chip. I like to round all my edges anyways, but some of them I don't. You know, the backsides of some of my cabs and stuff that I do, like this guy here. See, I started working on it again, and I got the nice polish in the front, but see how the sides are scratched? And they're scratched because I couldn't get flat contact with my polishing pad. Anyways, let's finish this guy up. Alright, that's our 50 grit. We're going to burn through the grits here. 50, 100, 150, 300, 500, 800, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, and 3,000. We're just going to rip through them. Here we go. After you get the saw marks out of it, everything else is really easy. It should go pretty quick. So you don't have to spend a lot of time on all your other grits. So you hear that whine? I'm going to have scratches on that corner because I didn't work it far enough. But anyway, so there's our 100. Dip it, wash it off. You don't want to mix your grits. You always want to be washing your rock off. That's 150, 150 even. I mean, we're already starting to get a nice little polish on there. Ain't bad. Put 300. And you guys, you don't have to be scared of these. They're not going to hurt you. I mean, if you push on your rock, eventually it will wear away at your skin, but it's not going to like rip your thumb off or anything. And it's the same with this guy too. This guy, yeah, it cuts rocks, yeah, it grinds rocks, but if you accidentally slip and your finger hits it, you're not going to chop your finger off. You don't have to be scared of it. You know, be cautious with it, respect the tool, blah blah blah, but you don't have to be scared of these when you're cutting your rocks. They're sharp for certain purpose. They're not sharp, they're not like flesh cutting sharp, so you don't really have to be too concerned with that. Corner's going to be scratched. Maybe we can work it out a little bit here. See the grits. I don't see it. Oh, there we go. That wine's starting to disappear now. Getting less and less. But I think I'm already screwed on it. I'm already up 2 high grits. I'll have to go back to get it out. Yeah. We'll just live with it for now. So see how quick I'm going through these grits now is because once you have those saw marks out of it, the polishing process isn't hard. It's really quick actually, especially with flat surface rocks, smaller rocks. The flatter the rock, the easier it is. The flatter the surface, obviously, the easier it is because you're working with a flat disc here. I like to round stuff, like I said. That's our 2000 grit coming along. Doo. And our final grit, 3000 here. Let's hit it. There it is. Now, let me dry this off really quick. That is completely dry, cut, and polished with a bunch of cheap-ass tools. See, there's what I was talking about, that corner. See, there's some scratch marks in the corner, but that's okay. Yeah, so, you know, that's what you can do with one of these guys, a few of these guys, and a drill. Now the other thing I like to use, oh, before we get to that, if you guys find rocks that look like this, you know, you can cut them, you can polish them. This polished up pretty decently, but this, I'm not sure what it is, but it's like mostly metal. Can you guys, I don't know if you guys can see it that well, but I mean, that is just a chunk of almost metal, and it's got some druzy. It's a cool ass rock. But this rock ate, it just cutting this rock in half ate one of the cutting blades just up. It just ruined the cutting blade. So rocks like this, metallic rocks, a lot of heavy irons and stuff in them, I would recommend probably not doing it unless you have money to spend on blades. Anyways, my other kit here, this, the Dremel Kit for the fire agates, you know, fire agate, opals, little carving designs. Here's one I've been working on. I don't know, can you guys, this is the one I posted. You can't really see it that well. Anyways, this Dremel here, a regular Dremel, they're really good. Regular Dremels are awesome, don't get me wrong. You plug them in, they go, you can get extensions for them, you can get all the bells and whistles for them. But since I've started using this, and this is Tack Life, this is, these are made to file down animal nails. Like, you can work on horse hooves with them, you can do your dog's nails with them. You know, it's made for animals. It's Tack Life, 3 different settings, low, medium, and high. But this thing, with it being cordless, and the battery lasts forever, but this thing is awesome. You get, you know, a set of your diamond bits for your grinding your little rocks, shaping them off. But good Lord, to have this thing wireless like this, I cannot recommend this guy enough for beginners. A Dremel, an actual Dremel, is awesome. They get expensive. You know, if you're not really into it, then it's just another tool sitting there. But this thing, you can use it for everything. I mean, it's small, it's compact, it's wireless. You can use it anyways. You can use it for everything. These are about 50 bucks. This guy, Tack Life, not sponsored. And then the Chinese, made in China, made in China, Chinese. You get some cutoff wheels, diamond burr bits, you get some felt tips, and some diamond paste. This diamond paste, you guys, I cannot recommend this diamond paste enough. This stuff, even after you get your final polish on it here, you know, with the polishing pads, this diamond paste will just, it'll amplify it, but it just makes it so much better. It's just, I just can't recommend it enough. These little sanding wheel things, they work, you know, but if you really want to, like, they work, but don't use them. Just don't use them. Just forget I even said anything about them. What you want is you want to get Nova points. They're called Nova points. I don't personally have any yet, but the best ones, from my understanding and what I've seen being used, are this shape. They're the bullet tip Nova points, and what a Nova point is, it's a rubberized tip. So it's a hard rubber, but it's got the diamond bits impregnated into it. So it's like a combination of this and this together. And they not only, you can shape your rocks with them, you can grind your rocks with them, but you can polish your rocks with them, because the Nova points come in all these different grits also, but even more so than this. The Nova point kit I am probably going to get goes all the way up to 200,000. So this, remember, this is only a 3,000 kit. This only goes to 3,000. So the Nova point kit that I'm getting goes from it's an 80 grit, which is in between my 150 here, and it goes to 200,000, which would be like a pile of these pads, like, you know, yay high, whatever. So that the Nova points are definitely a must-have, which I don't have yet, and I'm kicking myself for not buying them, especially when you're working on, you know, carving stuff like this, things like that. But as far as oh, that's right, with this blade you can cut your rocks like you saw me do with this. I cut it like that. So shaping the rock, you can also use this, not the cutting edge of the blade, but you can use this flat side of the blade up here. See, there's about, you know, 3/4 of an inch of space on this blade where I can run this machine and I can take my rock and just kind of, and you can shape your rock with it. Like, you don't need the big, obviously a lap machine, flat lap, that stuff is awesome. It's nice to have, but you don't necessarily need it. If you want to stay on a budget and it's just a hobby, you're not trying to do it professionally, I totally recommend this is the way to go. It's cheap, it's easy. You don't need a lot of, you know, practice and setup and all this crazy stuff. You just get it, bring it home, stick it on your tool and go for it. This is the only specialty thing I have right here, and it's not even for rocks. So, you know, things made specifically for rocks are more expensive. So you get stuff that's not made for rocks, but it still works on rocks, and it's not as expensive. Anyways, I hope this helps you guys, you know, at least a little bit. I'm getting really hot out here. I'm burning up. I already did one live video. But I hope this helps. If there's anything else you guys need or want to ask me, shoot me a message. I have no problem answering your messages. Yeah, all right, guys. Thanks.